Good evening, Mzansi, and welcome to Tuesday. It's Trending SA right here on SABC3. You know I don't ride solo when I serve these hot trends and topic. The Emperor's ready. Refugee, are you ready to add spice to the Emperor's domain?
I'm ready, but I feel like you should add a title to my name. Put some respect on it. You better work on that title. I'll give you a day.
Okay, Refugee, but you have to give us your own kind of title. I can't.
So now it must be self-appointed.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, just call me by my name.
To add some sauce, because Refugee doesn't have any spies, whilst Elma is away. It's the beautiful radio and TV host Karabo Ntweng, and she's keeping us company this week. Are you ready to fill in that chair?
I am ready to fill in the chair, guys. I feel like I told you last week. Any help you need, I'm down the road. So 30 minutes before the show, they're like, were you serious? I was like, of course I was serious. Come through. And here I am.
I love a girl with a mission. And helping us to unpack the trends this evening is a radio maven. Ooh, I don't have the voice to actually introduce this lady. And media personality. She's funny, she's smart, and absolute joy to listen to. I'm talking about the one and only Mantsoe.
I feel like the pressure, thank you so much. The pressure when people say she's funny, you're like, do I have to be funny today?
When you are yourself, you're funny. So
You know?
you'll be fine.
Okay.
You are.
So let's get to the business of the day. It's time for Top Trends. Pew, pew, pew. All right, just in, the Hawks are leaving no stone unturned. They're at every restaurant, laukona, bakona. And today, controversial prophet Bushiri has handed himself over to the Hawks. This comes after his wife, Mary Bushiri, was arrested this morning for her alleged involvement in fraud and money laundering. What the whopping, listen to this, 102 million rands. The arrest includes a pastor aged between the age of 25 and 39, as well as a couple. Basically, everyone got arrested, right? So the prophet has gone on to say that he believes in the justice system of the country and that he will abide by the law. Is this the beginning of the end? Mantsoe?
Do you know what my thing is? I think the rise of the very excitable churches, with all respect, has brought about a lot of controversy in our country, right? And
scandal.
And scandal.
Yeah.
And this was only going to happen at some point. I won't lie, when I heard the story, it wasn't shocking.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that if there is some kind of fraudulent activity or money laundering happening, people get arrested.
But you know, spiritual children also need to start listening and also say, "Ay, Papa, Mama, we don't support you anymore." You know what I mean? Like that needs to happen.
Listen, clearly I'm late to the game. I need to start a church. I would like to have the words 102 million rand and Refulo Mpakanyane in
the same
one sentence. That is all I'm saying. That's it.
Can we just regulate these churches? Can we just regulate these churches? That's all that we need to do, and we need to actually have them contribute to the fiscal.
Exactly.
And I really think that's the issue. Like, is there much regulation around the churches that are popping up? Because then everyone can start a church.
Anyone can. So regulation is key.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So another one that we woke up to is news about the former Bosasa Chief Operations Officer, Angelo Agrizzi. He's been transferred to a private hospital after his respiratory condition reportedly deteriorated whilst he was at a public hospital. And let me give you the background. Last week, Agrizzi was denied bail at the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court. Now, guys, homie rocked up to court wearing an oxygen tank.
As one should.
And just after one night in jail, he was then moved to a public hospital.
As one should never.
Drama of it all. South Africa has been such a movie. I mean, we've previously seen this before. We've seen it happen, right? Do you remember Jackie Selebi, Shabir Sheikh as well? And it just seems like now if you want to get out of jail, like, oh, I'm dying, and then it's done. And you're out.
No, I think Tweeps felt some deja vu. that was definitely a feeling.
Absolutely, and they had a lot to say. So here's one from Manyo. And he says, Agrizzi cannot be trusted, especially after the stunt Gavin Watson pulled on us. The man might be malingering for all we know.
Wrote that tweet.
Doctors and nurses, please do your best to keep the man alive. He must die in jail and not in hospital, like for real.
Yeah.
Another one, next news will be doctors say he must be treated from home since his condition is unpredictable and can be serious. Courts will put him under house arrest until we forget about him. That's cash.
Mantsoe, what are your spidey senses saying? Because, you know, we've seen this before.
Do you know what my thing is? It feels like everyone now that's caught doing something illegal in this country, especially if you've got power and money, get a way to get out of jail, like a jail-free card if you say you are sick. And I really think at some point, people need to account for their actions.
Mantsoe?
And it's the same as what I said about the pastor.
Mantsoe, let me tell you something. If I got sick,
Yeah.
Njalo, if I did something, I'm arriving in court with the entire ICU because, guys, I'm not built for jail. Let me tell you, like if I was on the news tomorrow and they said Maple is coming to Westville prison or Maple is coming to Portsmouth, there would be a riot as to who gets to me first. I'm just saying, Guti, I'm not the surviving in prison type.
It will be quite a welcome.
Let's call himself some kind of sweet meat, tenderoni. Wow.
Ngama ribs dumped in barbecue sauce.
And that's why if you cannot handle it, don't do the crime. If you know or finish me to one jail and you won't survive, don't do the crime.
Imagine me arriving in jail in May, beginning of winter. I would not survive.
I'm just saying, I don't think anyone is built for prison.
There are some people.
That's why some of us are not doing the crime.
That's why some people keep going in and out and they're fine with it.
No, there are some people who are built for it. You know, you see biltong when it's coming in. Me, I look like a tender lamb.
So, Papa Vach for Joe. And on that note, we're going to go for a quick break, but you should stick around because we've got more trends and topics to get into. Get involved in the convo. It's on 3 on all our social media platforms. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Trending SA. Now, this morning, #Giphy rather, popped onto my timeline. This is after the award-winning luxury fashion influencer and social media star took to her Insta to break the silence around the Edwin Sodi debacle. Now, a few weeks back, Sodi's assets were sequestrated by the National Prosecuting Authority's Asset Forfeiture Unit. Yo, what a mouthful. Today, Giphy confronted her social media bullies in a series of heated Insta posts, and she set the record straight. However, Tweeps didn't waste time clapping right back. Annalisa Griselda Blancher had this to say. Giphy claims she had no idea she was dating a Skebenga, a Sotsi. Did she break up with him after finding out? Nope. She claimed him and said they are in a healthy relationship. Movie. Aluiva and Mosh Love One weighed in with this tweet saying all Giphy's doing here is baiting you guys for her next book. This reaction was planned for relevance, so she can get even more money from y'all buying her side of the story book. Laughing emoji, I stand a strategic hand.
And it's going to be book 2, hey?
What do you mean book 2?
She's got a book, guys.
Okay.
Silence.
Okay, so the silence means they haven't read it, and I'll confess to not having read it myself. But would you read a My Side of the Story book? Is the rant warranted?
I love a good scandal.
Yes.
So if the scandal involved, I will get your book and I'll read it. Because I always want to know the other side. I really believe that sometimes people find themselves in relationships with people that they don't know what's really happening.
Guys, the people that are talking about Ukefipu and saying what she should have known Uguti. First of all, Upkebengu is not sexually transmitted.
Yep.
Number 2, she wasn't dating somebody a Lokshin who's stealing cars where you see them driving in and saying fully cage and driving in the car.
Dating a businessman.
So there's levels to this. You know, if you're dating this Kebeng as a Lokshin who's stealing cars, you know you have to open the gate quickly.
Okay, so essentially what you're saying is why is she being drawn into this controversy? Edwin Sodi must deal with his things by himself. Leave her out of it. Let her be the award-winning businesswoman and Insta influencer that she is.
But people will always come for the woman, guys. It's so much easier to come for Giphy than go for Edwin and tackle the real issue. We're not tackling the corruption and everything he did. No. It's so much more fun and easy to bully the woman.
She trended for days
her life.
and he was getting arrested, but she was trending.
I knew Mina Wuti she was gonna snap. I knew she was going to snap. If they went for her. I knew she was going to snap.
And honestly, how much can a person take without retaliating?
Yep.
And then when you retaliate, or are you guilty, or you know what's happening, are you trying to tell your side of the story? And you can't also sit back and just take what everyone's giving you.
One day we'll unpack how much we know about our partners and how much we should know about our partners. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Another thing we are unpacking, or definitely that the Hawks is unpacking, is the fact that they are on one massive cleanup operation that's been seeing a lot of numerous high-profile arrests and investigation towards political leaders who are suspected of corruption. The Hawks' quest to clean state entities has left some of the prominent politicians quivering in their expensive German machines. And last night, the executive mayor of Ekurhuleni, Mzwandile Masina, shared this tweet, which didn't sit very well with some tweets. He says, "Black people, let's unite." These are. All right. I mean, you saw the tweet. He said they're targeting black professionals, black businesses. Like, why are they doing that? And people were just like, wait, hold up. You are pulling that race card?
It's not even a race card. How dare you equate black people, black entrepreneurship, black business people with corruption? Are we taking crazy pills here, or does he live in some alternate universe?
And that was my issue, that the Hawks aren't going for black people. The Hawks are going for corrupt people. And once you deduce it to just race, then it's lost its juice.
Or other races have done this, and therefore we should also get scot-free.
I just think don't involve me when if we are black people, involve me when you're stealing the money and you're still popping champagne.
Yes, please.
Don't involve me, Musuye Jele. And
we didn't eat the money together.
We really didn't. We went to the crooked place together. My goodness. So something else that popped up onto my timeline is the matter of a young Mbalintuli. If we just drop down a little bit, because I've lost my place on the order. You guys, they need to get with it. This happened on Monday. One of the leading voices in the DA, Mbalintuli, dismissed claims made by the DA, the DA's Western Cape leader, Bonginkosi Madikizela. He said that Mbali would leave the party if she didn't get the leadership position. And with the DA's elective conference right around the corner, Untuli's made her ambitions for the party leadership known, right? And she recently wrote an open letter, and she criticized the current leadership of the main opposition parties. Pretty bold.
All right, so Untuli previously challenged the current interim leader of the DA, Uput John, not the one that must open the gate, to a series of televised debates, and a challenge that John Steenhuisen said that Asimo Statesimo.
Do you see what my thing is, right? You can criticize the party that she's in all she wants under someone else's leadership. But my big question is, what does the DA look like under her leadership? Because she's going for the chair. What does she think her DA, when she's a leader, is going to be doing?
But we've seen this happen, Mantsoe. We've seen this happen before. We've seen the Lindiwe DA, and we've seen the Musi DA.
It was promising.
It's actually a Helen DA, and we need to accept that.
Come on, guys. For 1 or 2 years, we would at least get the sense that the DA is appealing to young black progressive women like me, like you. I just called myself.
And people with a
until the bubble is burst.
If Mbali were to leave the DA, where would she go? Because I don't see her going anywhere because she doesn't have the accents that fit into the other parties.
Brands don't align.
Brands don't align.
No, because if you're in the ANC, you need to speak like this, comrade. And then if you're in the EFF, you need to just raise the volume up. You need to speak like this as comrade. Now, where is she gonna go? Where is she gonna go?
She can go to the UTM. Ubantu Olobisa's party is a home for everybody.
You know what I love about that? Maybe Umbali is actually going to tell us what happens when you teach a man how to fish in the UTM.
Oh, wow. That hurt me. That hurt me. Mantsoe?
Yeah, I really hope that the DA that she sees in her head and hopefully leads in the future is a DA that she is not criticizing now. I hope it's a DA that will be progressive for South Africans and that will take South Africa forward, because that's what she's criticizing. And if she feels like her party's not doing that, firstly, I feel like then why are you still there? Unless you're going to bring change that we will all see.
No, it's optimistic.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mbali, on that note. It's you
might as well take the job.
So you've got the accent. You, Gwen, and Fanta.
And you've got the public speaking. Mantsoe, you're coming back. You're definitely coming back. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And of course, we're not done yet. When we get back, we're joined by an interesting woman, Muvumbi Nzala Mangwenya, who's who has quite the story to share, and you don't want to miss it. It's Star on 3 on all our socials. Let's engage. Welcome back to Trending SA. Before we roll those credits, we have one more thing lined up for you. It is time for My Life. Now, our guest tonight, Muvumbi Nzala-Mangwenya, is an extraordinary writer. She's a life coach and a sangoma. She's also a pansexual and polyamorous woman whose values are founded on freedom, authentic connection with the physical and spiritual realms, as well as non-violent communication and expression. Nzalama, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Now, pleasure.
Tonight you're joining us to shed some light on how you navigate your life and a polyamorous and pansexual life as a sangoma as well. And I think it's a really important conversation to have that people better understand, because it's always going to be those things that we tend to have to explain over and over again until people really fully grasp the kind of life that you live, or how you live. Now, tell me, how would you say, or when did it finally click to you that you were poly?
It finally clicked probably about 10 years ago. I think I've always known deep down that, look, I think I can love more than one person. I think we're all capable of loving more than one person. It came naturally to me. My parents even mentioned when I was 7, I asked them in the car, so you're really just going to be married to this one person for the rest of your life? Like, sure, like just this person, and that was at 7. But I think between then and 10 years ago, that's where I was like, this is an actual thing. I started reading about it.
Sure.
I started meeting people that were openly poly and living their best lives. And I'm like, wait, man, this is me. This is me. This makes sense to me. So I'm going to try it. Yeah.
And I guess the question is, a lot of people still don't understand the term polyamory and the reality of it. They might say it's an excuse to be promiscuous, or you're a commitment phobe, right?
Sure.
And I guess I want to know what makes it a perfect fit for you, beyond your story that you told of being a 7-year-old. What makes it a perfect fit so that it expresses or speaks to everything that you are?
I think it's a commitment to be yourself. I think that's what poly is to me, because poly is not about how many people I'm with, or how many people I call my husband, or this one my boyfriend, or this one my lover, this one that. There's no hierarchy. So I'm committed to being me. And I think poly is about knowing that one day it is very possible, especially with your guys, where you might be in Spain for 3 years and you are married to someone, but you're in Spain for 3 years. And you're meeting people. And people are amazing. People are really beautiful. People come with so much light. And you attract that, and they attract it too. So then there has to be an experiment, or at least a freedom to be able to engage with people however you want without the limitations.
So interesting.
Because if you're going to be in Spain for 3 years, some people have been locked down in different countries all over the world. What do you think is going on there? You know what I mean?
This being Trending SA, we like to just throw in a surprise there. Your primary partner,
oh God.
He's actually on the line. Okay. Let's bring him in.
Hi.
Sawana Puti, how are you?
Hello. How is everybody?
We're good. So, Mina,
wait, you said primary?
Primary.
No. I don't do hierarchy. He's my nesting partner.
Your nesting partner.
Yeah, we have a nest. We share a nest. We have baby chickens. We have children. We do bills together. I don't like calling it primary.
Okay, Mina, I'm learning. I'm taking it in. Mina, Nyamagala, I want to know, how do you guys navigate each other's partners? How do you guys work with that dynamic?
I'm really excited about her other partners, because I get to see so many sides of her. So it's like she's happy. She came from a date this past weekend, and she's really happy, and I get to feed off that energy of happiness, because I don't want to lock her having to be happy to me. So that's how I navigate it. I just want people to be free. I want to be free. Though that's what's important.
I'm curious about the boundaries that you have in your relationship, and are they hard, are they fast, and just, I imagine, the emotional capacity to not feel jealous or even insecure sometimes. Do you experience that?
Yeah, it requires a lot of growing up, It's an adult business. Being poly is an adult business. You need to be able to communicate. You need to deal with your wounds because there's more people. You're with more people, and they're going to be bringing out more stuff about you. So that's the important thing: is the capacity to learn and grow and go beyond you. And boundaries are important. It's something we're dealing with all the time. To kind of really see what is touching our buttons and how can we deal with that in an adult way where we respect what the other needs.
And on that note, how many partners do you guys have? Like
always,
individuals. I'm asking the question to both of you.
So we have 2 kids under 2. Right? We have a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. So the past 2 years, we've sort of been very much parenting. Busy.
Sure.
Like we've got 2 other people and there's an 8-year-old. You know, there is something in the poly world called polysaturation where it gets too much. And the nice thing about poly is that it's not fixed necessarily. It's like water. It's very flexible and it adapts to your life and your needs, you know, so that it makes sense without the pressure, you know. So we were, as it stands, I have 1 other lover that I have been interacting with for years that we finally were intimate, you know, last week. You know, so I'm more that type of person. And then there's another lover that is someone I've known for 10 years. You know, and there's a lover in Sweden that I see once a year and we speak 3 times a year, you know, if lucky. You know, so that's that sort of dynamic. It's never... I can't say I've got 5 and that's my idea. You know, I mean, there are those people that are very strict and they want 1 other person within the dynamic. There's things called triads, which are awesome, but it works for them.
And everybody is different. Salama, how about you?
And with you,
when on your side, Puti, what's bangagi when?
You know, at the moment, it's just in Salama, and most of that is part of my growing up. Because I realized that I was going about it in a way where I was still wounded. So at the moment, I'm trying to really learn myself and come back into poly where I'm not breaking heart.
Yeah, because even with me as a partner, his partner, I was not a nice person, guys, to the other people in his life. You know, because I was dealing with my insecurities and it sucks because I missed out on some cool sisterhood, you know. But like I said, those 2 years that we've been parenting.
So you are the only pansexual one.
I'm pansexual and polyamorous. He is heterosexual and polyamorous. Yes.
I'm also fascinated by the dynamic of children. Do you then explain the situation to them? Do they understand what
of course, children understand everything. They're the most adaptive people in the world. On Saturday, when I told my daughter I'm going on a date, she's like, is it with a boy or a girl? And I said, a boy. She asked me if he's white or he's brown. And I asked it. She's like, okay, you're going to sleep over. You know, she even said I must wear this outfit.
Which is gorgeous, by the way.
You know, so she's very much involved. Yeah, the other ones are still small.
All right, fantastic. Nyamagela, thank you so much for your time this evening and sharing your story openly. And to you as well, Nzalama, it was an absolute pleasure. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Tonight, or rather,
tomorrow.
Done. No. Tonight is done. And, you know, we're out of time. We have to say goodbye. But I'm very excited about tomorrow because somebody that people love to talk about.
Vusi Tembekwayo.
Yes, Vusi Tembekwayo on the show.
He's going to be here.
And he's going to bear it all. The hashtag is Vusi bears it all, and you do not want to miss it tomorrow evening. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for joining us. We're out.
We're out. We'll see you tomorrow, South Africa. Same time, same place, 6 p.m. SABC 3. Good night.
Thank you.